Does anybody else ever get the visceral sense that we're living in another dimension? I'm not even talking about the fact that there's a lot of bad in the world. I'm not talking about Trump. I'm not talking about none of that. At some point, I would say, anywhere from about 2016 until now, does anybody feel like this weird kind of shift that we have gone through? I'm not sure if, part of it is just me and the fact that I'm perpetually lonely and terrible at making friends and keeping friends and being a social person. But I honestly feel that at some point, like, I woke up and I went out into the world and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? It's a really innate sense that's very hard to describe. I just got out of the movies. I went to see Nosferatu. Great movie, by the way. I was just like walking past the posters, and I was looking over at the concession counter, and the fact that we've made everything digital now, where there's not even a box office anymore. You go up to the counter, you show them the ticket on your phone, they scan it, they give you your food. I was looking around at movie posters and I was just like, what the heck is this? There are so many pointless movie titles these days. There were years ago too, but I mean now it's just all kind of recycled nostalgia. Like, that's part of what is illustrating this weird dimension that we're living in. Like, it's a facsimile of the old dimension, only, we're living in this weird kind of copy dimension. And just the fact that I remember, being a millennial, and on Friday and Saturday nights at the AMC, there was lines like practically around the corner. It was a popular place for kids to go and hang out and talk to each other and socialize. I remember you would go to fast food places. There was like an ice cream shop nearby, and people would go to that and hang out at that place on Fridays. I just go now, and it's just like everything feels so soulless. We've replaced the checkout lines with like self-checkout things, which is fine for introverts like myself. But also, it's just like there's like a less human aspect to it. There's a less human aspect to like everything. Like you order online through your phone, you go and you pick up your order. It's just, there's less and less opportunities for people to just like randomly socialize or like start talking about the weather or, interests or whatever. And, we've just isolated ourselves so much socially. A big part of that is COVID, of course. The pandemic years really changed things for the worst. But, just in general, and like how obsessed people already are with their phones. It's just the entire world is so much less social. And I know myself and I know other people who will sit at home and binge watch something or, watch a new show or whatever, just like staying at home. Instead of, in prior years, we would text each other and just be like, hey, what's up? Like, do you feel like running to the grocery store with me? Do you feel like going out with me at 2 a.m. to go grab a nice coffee at Dunkin' Donuts and sit there in the parking lot and listen to music and just talk about life, about your problems, about, anything. Like, what are we doing with this world? Like, there's less opportunities for community in general. All the communities that people are building, they have to find them online. It's all built around different, like, little niche interests. And of course, with that, you got the rise of more, YouTubers and TikTokers and, people doing video essays or, like, talking about various points of interest. Which, is good. But it's just, people used to talk about things in person. You got, like, Discord, you got your Reddit, you got, whatever content creators you want to watch. Those are not bad things. it's just, there isn't as many opportunities for community anymore, for building communities, for building friend groups, for, socializing. And everybody's just so freaking anxious anymore that, we're afraid to pick up our phone and text people and be like, hey, let's do something. Like, we just live in this world of so many distractions, and just so many things have just like covered over what used to be a healthy medium between, the real world and the digital world. And it's just like we've blurred the lines so much that we're not living in reality anymore. It's time to face that. We are not living in reality anymore. We are living in this weird copy of reality. This new dimension. We have viscerally shifted into this new paradigm, parallel universe, whatever you want to call it. And the saddest thing for me is that there is no going back. I know for a fact that there is no going back to how things used to be. We just have to adapt. And fuck's sakes, I'm a millennial, people born into this, or, born at the cusp of the change, have an easier time dealing with this. Me, I feel like part of me feels like I am done. I am nearly 40 years old. I miss how things used to be because I know that it was healthier. And it's harder for me to adapt, especially as someone who is neurodivergent, who has lost like years of my life to depression and anxiety and everything else. And now it's like I'm waking up, I'm trying to change my life. I'm trying to go back to college. I'm trying to, do all the things that I've always dreamt of doing and tend to my mental health. But at the same time, I have to adapt to this new hellscape world. I already wasn't suited for the old world. I already was not suited for, finding my place in this world. And just to, I'm just so freaking lost, honestly. And I don't know how to get unlost. I don't know what to connect to anymore. My ADHD is going freaking crazy. I'm looking at all these different interests, hoping to find my community of people or things that hold my attention for more than 5 seconds. Because I'm just like, I'm really struggling because I feel like my heart is not fully in this dimensional space. Like, I was never meant to be here in the first place. I was born 3 months premature. My mother had to take so many fertility medications just to have me. So I feel like I'm just totally not suited for this world. Was born 3 months early. I wasn't supposed to be born. I'm neurodivergent as heck. Please just help me. Please just help me. Is there a better world that I can wake up in? Because I cannot do this anymore.